were right, Plague. I can't tell Marinette that I'm Cat Noir, and I can't disobey my father either. You saw the result.
As Miraculous Ladybug fans await the upcoming Season 6, they can't help looking for news about what's next for their favorite superhero team. There are sure to be many changes coming from Marinette and Adrien now that they've saved Paris from Monarch. Still, some of the most significant challenges moving forward may concern their personal lives instead of their responsibilities as Ladybug and Cat Noir. According to a recent leak, for example, Adrien's grandparents will debut in Season 6, which will have clear implications for his life. In today's video, we'll theorize how his grandparents foreshadowed in the 5th season will impact the story moving forward.
I'm sorry I'm not at school.
I'm not here to reprimand you, Adrien. I know what it's like to have a broken heart.
Number 1. Adrien moves away. Assuming that Gabriel used his wish to cure Natalie and reunite with Emily in the afterlife, Adrien will have lost both his parents and will need someone else to take over as his guardian. While Amelie and Natalie would suit the role best, Adrien's grandparents may take the opportunity to enter Adrien's life under the pretense of becoming his new guardians. As his next of kin, they may be able to succeed, especially if Gabriel hadn't made arrangements for someone else to become Adrien's primary caregiver in the event of his death. If Adrien's grandparents become his primary guardians, he will likely move away from Paris sometime during the 6th season, relocating to London where the rest of his family lives. While there, he must adjust to their lifestyle, including new routines and expectations. He may also attend a new school or receive an at-home tutor until he returns to Collège François Dupont to be with his friends.
Try to keep calm. Think, there must be a way to get your yo-yo back.
Yes, maybe if I transform back and then
Go ahead, you'll be safe here.
Number 2. Felix becomes a main character. Although he acted as an anti-hero and adversary of Ladybug and Cat Noir throughout his appearances, Miraculous Ladybug fans couldn't help loving Felix after he debuted in the 3rd season. Whenever he appeared on screen, it became clear that the episode would be plot-heavy and move the narrative in a new and exciting direction. Felix is the type of character who wants results and will do anything to achieve his goals, which is why his morals are skewed on more than one occasion, making it uncertain to the heroes and the audience alike if he is trustworthy. Despite his relevance to the story and popularity within the fanbase, Felix only appears in a handful of episodes and maintains a supporting role throughout the series. However, now that he plans to use the Peacock Miraculous to assist Ladybug and Cat Noir, he will likely make more appearances when facing off against akumatized villains, even when an ability like his is something that should be used sparingly and only when necessary. Outside of his obligations as Argos, it would make more sense for his personal life to take precedence in the narrative. Now that Gabriel is no longer there to stop him, Felix should try to reconnect with Adrien and re-establish their close bond from childhood. Additionally, he will have had a closer relationship with their grandparents, as he lives in England and grew up with his mother, who stayed behind and lived by her parents' mandate, taking on Emily's abandoned responsibilities and marrying the man they chose for her. Felix will likely have opinions about his grandparents' arrival and may try to help Adrien navigate their assumed rocky and unfamiliar relationship.
I don't deserve to be forgiven, Mom. I put my favorite cousin in danger. He's right. No apology can ever be enough.
Number 3. Adrien and Marinette break up. Unfortunately, Adrien and Marinette's new relationship was tested countless times during the 5th season. Entirely against his son's love life and how happy Marinette made Adrien, Gabriel did everything he could to keep them apart. He forbids Adrien from seeing her, bribes Marinette to break up with him, and inevitably forces Adrien to go to England, only to forcefully pull him and Marinette when they share their first kiss on the airplane steps. Gabriel has specific plans for Adrien and doesn't want them interfered with in any way, so he views Marinette as a bad influence and refuses to approve of their relationship, even as Adrien cries over being separated from the person he loves. While it's sad that Adrien has lost his other parent and will likely mourn Gabriel for the remainder of the series, there's no denying that he will benefit from his newfound freedom. For the first time in his life, he will be capable of making decisions for himself, including about who he loves and should surround himself with. However, these new freedoms may be cut short when his grandparents arrive in Paris. From what we heard about them in representation, it's possible they were as controlling as Gabriel, if not worse. The Graham de Vunnelys appear to care deeply about their legacy and reputation. During his story, Felix refers to Emily and Amelie as princesses, which may indicate their family's royal or noble origins. Adrien's grandparents were incredibly strict with their daughters. They enforced specific expectations, which Emily chose to abandon by moving to Paris to marry the humble tailor she fell in love with. Amelie took on more responsibility to make up for Emily's absence, including marrying the wealthy man her parents chose, even though he wasn't kind. Suppose Adrien's grandparents were opinionated enough that Emily decided to leave them. In that case, they may not approve of Adrien's choice of partner, adding continuous strain to Adrien and Marinette's budding relationship.
I'll always be I'll always be a failure, living a lie, never succeeding in what I set out to do.
Number 4. Emily becomes a main plot point. Despite being the catalyst for everything that occurs in Miraculous Ladybug, Emily doesn't play an active role in the narrative. Since her disappearance occurs before the first season, Emily is only mentioned by her loved ones. She doesn't receive a significant speaking role until the 5th season when Natalie begins rewatching videos Emily made in preparation for her death. Any information we have about Emily, her personality, and her role as a mother comes from her closest relatives and friends, who paint a loving picture of her in the audience's minds. It's still unclear what wish Gabriel made in recreation or if Emily will return in Season 6. The fanbase is currently divided on her character's fate and what's next. However, the introduction of Emily's parents is the perfect way to provide more insight into her character and the reasons behind her choices in the past. Once reconnecting with his grandparents, Adrien will have the opportunity to ask about his mother and learn more about her youth, personality, and the rift with her parents that sent her to Paris. After losing one parent, Adrien may desire to feel closer to the other. He could spend the 6th season trying to forge a relationship with his grandparents while they bond over the loved one they lost. If he has the opportunity to visit his grandparents' home, possibly where Emily grew up, he can search through her belongings, learn some of her childhood secrets, and remember the mother he lost and had a few opportunities to mourn.
But he should never try to bring me back. No one should have their life stolen from them because of a mistake that we made.
Number 5. Adrien learns he's a Sentimonster. Although Felix learned about his origin as a Sentimonster before his father's death, Adrien has been kept in the dark about his creation and the implications that come with it. Felix, Marinette, Kagami, Natalie, and possibly Amelie know that Adrien is a Sentimonster and have chosen not to tell him. Yet Marinette gave him his amok during Recreation's epilogue to ensure he had absolute freedom moving forward. The silence from his loved ones may be them showing kindness. Emily only died due to using the Peacock Miraculous to create her son and to prevent Adrien from feeling guilty about his mother's passing. They each may have believed keeping his secret to be in his best interest. However, by interacting and speaking with his grandparents, details about the truth may come to light. Emily went to her parents to ask for help when she couldn't conceive, and she only used the Peacock Miraculous once they turned her away. Once Adrien learns about Emily's medical history and how she struggled to have him, he may begin asking the right questions, allowing his Sentimonster origins to come to light. For many reasons, Adrien will likely react poorly to learning the truth. He'll know that his loved ones lied to him, some for his entire life, that his mother died for the chance of raising him, and that he had little control over his actions before receiving his amok. Adrien will undoubtedly question many things about his life, which may become a significant and recurring plot point throughout the season.
I can never seem to go against my father, but I won't give up my love for Marinette. I could go see her as often as I want.
The upcoming season of Miraculous Ladybug promises to bring exciting new developments for Marinette and Adrien. With the introduction of Adrien's grandparents, the plot is set to take an intriguing turn, potentially delving into the personal lives of our beloved superheroes. As fans eagerly anticipate the upcoming season, the prospect of exploring deeper character dynamics and familial connections adds a new layer to Adrien's story, alongside the rest of the Graham Devonley family who have maintained a supporting role in the story thus far.
Time was passing, and neither of the two sisters managed to have a child.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
How did I get into this mess?
By letting your father decide your future and selling your life story through a fake narrative. As usual,